Hello, everyone. I'm Brittany Bailey, and welcome to this week's 10About Town podcast. This week, Knoxville is going to feel a little Hollywood because we've got stars from movies, comic books, television, wrestling, and much more when it comes to pop culture descending upon Knoxville at the Convention Center for Fanboy Expo. And Josh Davis is joining me today to talk more about this. So this is a big event. For people, though, who don't know what it is, when we say fanboy, we're not talking about a person.
No.
What are we talking about?
So Fanboy Expo was established in 2012, and it's an opportunity for fans of pop culture to come together here in Knoxville, meet celebrities, dress up in your cosplay, go to panels, get autographs, photo opportunities. It's a big deal.
And I always feel like when a convention like this comes to town, you'll know it because you see everybody dressed up walking around town. And I think that's so fun.
Yeah.
And so for this one specifically, I know lots of them have specific themes, but this kind of is a wide range. You've got, television, movies. What are some of the people who are coming?
There's something for everyone here. Literally, the big screen, TV, all different generations. We're going to have a Happy Days reunion at Fanboy this year. We're going to have the Fonz himself, Henry Winkler, there.
Henry Winkler's going to be here?
Winkler.
I'm sorry, I'm so excited about this.
It's going to be great. Potsy and Ralph are going to be there.
Oh, my gosh.
Also, we're going to have, if you're a fan of the 90s Melrose Place show.
Yes.
We're going to have a reunion of that. Heather Locklear's going to be here.
What?
Jane Seymour and Joe Lando from Dr. Quinn Medicine Woman, a Yellowstone reunion. AEW superstars Adam Copeland and his wife Beth Phoenix. A little bit of everything. And also, big news, Shia LaBeouf and Josh Duhamel from the Transformers franchise are going to be here in Knoxville this weekend.
You guys are not playing around when it comes to the big names this year.
Deal.
I mean, what's the feedback you've been hearing? Are people gearing up and excited and buying tickets?
People are stoked. Yes. People are absolutely losing their minds over the big lineup we have this year in Knoxville. And also something I'm personally very excited about. You've got to know someone in your life who's a Spider-Man fan, right? So the Into the Spider-Verse franchise that's been coming out the past few years, we're going to have Shameik Moore here this weekend, and he voiced as Miles Morales in the movies.
So many fun things. And it really kind of hits on something for everyone.
Absolutely.
Because I imagine maybe there's some crossover, but a Melrose Place fan might not be as interested in Spider-Man, let's say, but that means there's a little something for everyone.
Yes.
You are going to be moderating a panel. Let's talk about that.
I'm going to be one of the moderators for the weekend on all 3 days, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. So I'll be sitting with a wide range of our guests, asking them questions, and then open it up to fans from the audience. So if you want to ask a question, come by and see us.
And that's what I was going to ask about, too, is how this works. When you say panel, you'll have some people up there on the stage, and fans in the audience can watch and ask questions,
Absolutely.
or how will that work?
So I'll bring the guests out and introduce them. We might chit-chat for a moment, and I'll ask a couple of questions just to get everybody settled in to break the ice. And then I tend to turn it over to people in the audience. They can raise their hands, and I'll go out to them and get as many as I can.
And I know people, when they come, they want to see their favorite stars and kind of get as close as possible. Are there opportunities in some cases to get pictures, autographs? How does that work?
Absolutely. That's one of the best parts of Fanboy. So all of our celebrities are going to be on the main floor of the show. You can go and see all of them in one place. They each have a table. You can go up and get autographs, photo opportunities, and we also have professional photo opportunities as well that you can get on site, or you can pre-order them on our website, fanboyexpo.com.
What are some of the other things people can do beyond sort of the panels and trying to get some photos and autographs?
So outside of movies and television, we also have some rock and roll stars who are coming this weekend. Lita Ford, who I'm very excited about. She's going to be there. I'm going to be doing her
old
panel.
School at this point.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Also, we're going to have some after-party concerts. On Friday night at 8 o'clock, we're going to have the band Nelson. And
my gosh. The Nelson brothers, right?
Yes, they're going to be here.
I know all these people. Sorry, I'm just excited that someone my age knows all of these people.
So you're fangirling right now?
Yeah.
Hopefully we'll see you there. So Nelson on Friday, and then Saturday night at 8, we're going to have Saving Abel. Also, a big concert.
Yes, so music, fun, all of that.
Something for everybody.
And what are the days that people can come out?
So it's going to be this weekend on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Friday is going to be from 12 to 7, Saturday 10 to 7, and Sunday 11 to 5, and this is at the Knoxville Convention Center.
And is this something that if you're a really big fan, you're going to want to go to every day?
You absolutely are going to want to go every day. Some of our guests are not going to be there all 3 days. Some of them are only there Friday and Saturday or just Saturday. So you may want to check our website to make sure that so you don't miss them. But there's something to do all day, every day of Fanboy.
Yeah, anything else you want to mention specifically beyond the panels and sort of the music, how people are sort of filling their time? Are there vendors there too and they walk around, or?
Tons of vendors, independent artists. We're actually doing a new thing this year called Fan Central Station on the third level. We're taking the whole building. We're using up the whole convention center, which is great. But Fan Central Station will be on the third floor, and that's where we're going to have cosplayers who are going to do their own panels, and the 501st Legion from Star Wars, the guys that walk around in the Stormtrooper armor. It's great. We're going to have that going on. Tons of artists, local vendors, anything you can think of. Comic book artists, voice actors, so much going on.
And can you get some food there too?
Oh yeah, there's always some food trucks out back with some good choices for you.
And the tickets, I imagine, range in prices then, depending upon what you're going to do and how many days you're going to go.
Yes, so each day, you can get a ticket for each day individually, or you can get a full weekend pass, and there's also VIP passes that you can look into as well.
What does that get you?
So you can get, you can kind of skip some lines if you need to.
It's like a Disney Fast Pass?
Absolutely, yeah. Without the heat, because you'll be inside.
Oh, right. Yeah. All right. And if people, like you said, there's a lot to figure out when you want to know who your favorite star is going to be, or where and when, and ticket prices and parking. Where can they find that information?
Fanboyexpo.com.
And how excited are you for this event this weekend?
So excited. I've been working with Fanboy for a long time, and it just seems to get bigger and bigger every year. And it's always great to rub elbows with the celebrities who are visiting Knoxville. So I'm very excited. And also, I have to mention this. One of our sponsors is Ripley's Believe It or Not. They have arranged to bring in the actual rhino from that scene. If you know Ace Ventura, you know what I'm talking about. That scene with the rhino where Jim Carrey is coming out of the rhino. We're going to have that there for you to see and take pictures with. So
maybe we didn't need to mention that as we're ending. No, I'm just kidding. I'm kidding. That's so great.
But people who know that stuff, if you know, you know, and you'll love it.
That's a great place to end it. Josh, thank you so much for coming in and talking. It sounds like such a fun weekend on the way for lots of people. It sounds like it. All right. Well, from fans to Uncle Sam, there also is another event happening in Knox County this weekend to continue the celebration of our nation's 250th anniversary. After a fantastic celebration for our nation's 250th anniversary on the 4th of July, Knox County wants to keep that patriotism going. On July 11th, the county will host a celebration at the Cove at Concord Park, which is in West Knox County. It is a free day-long event commemorating our nation's 250th. There will be interactive family activities and artisans, and the event will end with a bang with fireworks at around 9. You can go to the Visit Knoxville website to learn more. Well, we know there is always something fun happening at Ijams Nature Center, and this time we're going to talk about some Shakespeare happening at Ijams. And here to talk more about this, we have Caitlin Corbett and Tom Parkhill with the Tennessee Theater Company, and of course, Sarah Probst with Ijams. Thank you all so much for being here today to talk about this. So let's talk a little Shakespeare first, why don't we? Now, this is something people may remember. This used to happen on Market Square. Is that right? Let's talk about that. You are the founder of the company.
Yes, I am. Thank you. And we were on Market Square for 17 years.
Yeah.
And we loved it there. We had been originally in the Tennessee Amphitheater on the World's Fair Park site. And we were there for 10 years. And then Market Square was really wonderful for us. It was a wonderful place to be. And of course, we were there when it was kind of nothing. The first year we were there, they hadn't finished redoing the square yet.
Oh, wow.
So they it was all mud. But we had promised to be there, and the city wanted us to be there. So they put down a special gravel, I had never heard of this, called Pug, which is a particular gravel that apparently is easier to walk on. And so for our first year on the square, we dubbed ourselves Shakespeare on the Rocks.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
And it's been growing ever since. Obviously, you perform not on rocks these days.
Yes. Actually, we perform on cobblestones,
so
yes, not untrue, not incorrect.
We're on stones.
Yes.
And when did you move this to Ijams, or is this a brand new thing?
In 2020.
Yep.
Obviously the
Pandemic.
COVID, closed things down.
Yeah.
The square wasn't available, but Ijams has that wonderful, huge field, where the pavilion is in front of the visitor center. They show films, they have concerts, they do all those things, and as I understand, as I recall, that area, the seating area, is rated for 2,000 people, or
probably a little less than that.
Okay.
Yeah.
But anyway, the city said, well, if you can play there, if you limit your audience to 50 people. So we had 50 people a night in an area that seats 1,500.
Yeah.
So there was plenty of room to spread out. And that's when we moved. That's when we moved to Ijams, and we loved it there and just wanted to stay. Many years ago, I had wanted to go to Ijams rather than Market Square, but when I talked to Mr. James, who was the director there at Ijams at the time, we just didn't find a way to work that out. And then the city was very keen on us going to Market Square, so we were glad to do that. But now we're really happy. We've been. This is going to be our 7th year at Ijams. Can you believe that?
It's insane. I love it though.
And we were just very happy there.
And why do you think is? Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
No, I was going to say, during the pandemic, we were our own little queue of people. The cast, crew, whole 9 yards was 10 people, and half of them were living together. So we all were like, okay, well, this is going to work out great, as long as we all respect each other's, we all are smart about where we go and what we do. And we were, and it worked out great. And it was a lot of fun. So I really enjoy being over at Ijams. It's a lot cooler. There is less asphalt, ironically enough, and there's more trees. And now we don't have to deal with the hum of the bars, but we do have to deal with the bullfrogs.
Oh, yeah.
They are very loud.
They like to be backup singers.
They do. They do. We'll be on stage, and I don't think the audience can hear them, but we'll be on stage. Last year, I was delivering a monologue, very heartfelt monologue, and I took just a second of a beat, and I heard, and I know for a fact my face went,
Yes, the frog pond, is right there behind where we play, and it's wonderful.
Yeah. Well, along with the frogs in the background, why do you think that Ijams makes such a great spot for Shakespeare to be performed?
I mean, Shakespeare, in my opinion, is great in outdoor amphitheaters anyways, and so it just makes a natural fit for Tennessee Stage to be out there. And it's a wonderful collaboration, and I've really enjoyed it through the years, and they just bring so much to the table. And, and it brings a different audience out that might not come to a movie night or a concert performance, but we have people that come to the theater from all over the state. They come every year, and they just become regulars. And, you see them for Shakespeare, and they're here for a couple days, and they come to both performances. And it's wonderful to see that there's tradition in, 36 years or 37 years that you all have been doing this, and that people are still just patrons, and they want to come support Shakespeare. And so it's wonderful.
And what are we performing this year?
We are performing The Merry Wives of Windsor and Henry V. In the spring, we did a production of Henry IV Part 1 over at Maybury Hazen, which was a lot of fun. And so this year is kind of our Falstaff season. So for those of you who are big Shakespeare nerds and you know what I'm talking about, Shakespeare's favorite drunk, Falstaff, appears in 2 of the 3 plays, although he's mentioned in Henry V because he passes away.
Spoiler.
No. Every time we do these, people, we did a production of Measure for Measure a few years ago, which is a very a play that has a lot to do with very prescient at the moment over the past few years, especially then in 2021 when we did it. And, people in our younger people in our cast said, do you think we should put trigger warnings on the thing? And I said, I absolutely understand that, and I appreciate that. I will say that this plot is 400 years old. So we made a poster that the poster was very, direct and kind of scary looking, and it was like, if you look at that poster and say, I'm going to take my 5-year-old kid to that, then I will come explain to your child everything that happened in the best kindergarten words that I have. But yeah, so we have had a lot of fun with that over the years of trying to figure out, is it a spoiler?
Yeah, you're right.
It's 400 years old. Is it a spoiler?
But Falstaff is just a character that Shakespeare people adore, but everybody adores him. He's just insanely huge and outrageous and funny. And, the joke, there's a long theater joke that the play Merry Wives of Windsor was in fact written because Queen Elizabeth loved the character of Falstaff in the other plays, and she ordered Shakespeare to write a play about Falstaff in love. And that he turned around and wrote The Merry Wives of Windsor, which is the only Shakespeare play, the only Shakespeare comedy set in his contemporary England. It's in a small town in England, just like the one he would have grown up in. And so all the characters in the life of the little town is exactly what Shakespeare would have known as a boy in Stratford growing up. So in addition to being a crazy, stupid, funny comedy with this outrageous, drunken fellow trying to romance two women at the same time, it's a wonderful small town English village slice of life comedy. Yeah. It's just very cool.
During the production settings, the directors, Tom is directing both shows. He has co-directors on both. Merry Wives of Windsor is being co-directed by Alison Cry, and Henry V is being co-directed by Jennifer Aldridge. And 10 years ago, this year, Allison was the stage manager. Tom and Jennifer Aldridge were the directors. And I played Mistress Page. And I'm playing Mistress Page again 10 years later.
Wow.
And I thought, this is going to be great. I already learned these lines. Joke's on me. I have slept since then.
Yeah.
I
Remembered nothing.
I remember nothing. It is just like, it is not like riding a bike. I am indeed having to learn this all over again. But those 10 years of getting the chance to kind of like learn what I've learned as an actor with this company, this being my 14th season with the company, like, I'm very excited to get to do it again. And during the production sessions, they kept saying, "Oh, we want to do it in like the 60s or the 70s or maybe the 80s." And I was like, "Look, I need you guys to pick a decade, okay? Pick a decade." And Tom, without missing a beat, said 1972. So,
unfortunately, I remember 1972.
Not unfortunately. Come on.
So it's set in the early 1970s on the beach. So nice. I'm super excited because I don't have to wear costumes made of upholstery fabric.
Right.
And I get to wear things. I get to wear a romper. I have shorts on. I got a spray tan. Anyone who's watching this video and goes, "I've seen her before. She is usually much paler than that." You're correct.
So this is kind of a fun twist on it then. And I mean, I think, with that sort of twist and with it being an Ijams, do you think this is sort of a great entry point for people who might not normally think they want to see a Shakespeare play?
Absolutely, yeah. Merry Wives of Windsor is Shakespeare's, correct me if I'm wrong, is written in prose more than any other Shakespeare play.
More than any of the, very close to the most prose, the least poetry.
Yes. So, Shakespeare is written in iambic pentameter, and, good friend, for Jesus' sake, forbear to dig the dust and close it here. That's what's on his gravestone. That kind of sing-song thing that can be difficult for people to understand. One of my first lines is, "What's the matter, woman?" Like, it is, it's very direct. And I think very, easy to understand and easy to laugh at, especially with the cast that we have. Henry V is a fantastic entry because it is history that I think people who who like history will understand. It's very clear and easy to follow. Ethan Copeland, our Henry V, is just doing a fantastic job. The entire cast is. And the other thing that's really neat about it is that we're using quarterstaffs as opposed to swords. So earlier I mentioned, like getting to be the fight captain and whatnot, which is a lot of fun. And those quarterstaffs really create like this just highly stylistic, very interesting, very beautiful, if you can call war beautiful, sight to see.
We have a lot of big fights, and it's all
people love that,
and it's very different from
So
your
adventurous.
usual sword. Quarterstaffs are really fantastic because it's almost like a dance. There is a picture, and it's beautiful as well as violent, and we have big fights throughout the play, and we have a lot of music. We're turning it into a song and dance review, and well, we have some songs and a lot of fighting, and so it should be something that an audience will find exciting. Yeah. We hope.
Well, now that we've talked about all this excitement, let's get into some logistics. Let's talk about when it is, what people need to know when arriving, what they can and can't bring, all of that stuff.
Absolutely. Well, it starts July the 16th, and it'll run through August the 9th. And it's every Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. The show starts at 7:30. Doors open at 7. Every Thursday is a pay what you can night.
Pay what you will.
Pay what you will.
Pay what you will, because it's Will Shakespeare. I'm very proud of that. I know it's stupid, but I'm very proud of it. Pay what you will.
Perfect. Got it.
And people can, they can bring snacks, they can bring drinks. We'll have our concession stand area open. People can bring dogs as long as they are kept on a leash and that they are respectful to the play.
Yeah.
But we do the Penny for the Arts program for children. So
So that's any school-age student in Knox and the contiguous counties, and that is school-age, but really any child, because under 3 is free, so pretty much child up to 17 years old with a valid school ID. It is 3 students per 1 adult. So if you Penny for the Arts, if you have 1 adult that buys a ticket, then you can have up to 3 students.
Yeah. And so we just hope everybody comes on out and really enjoys some Shakespeare this summer.
And do you need to do anything ahead of time, buying tickets? Or?
People can buy online. We do have a whole Shakespeare page that they can go and buy tickets, or you can buy it at the door, either or.
We do have 2 matinees, 2 Sunday afternoon matinees and they are indoors.
Yes.
The wonderful thing about Ijams is there's a large room. If we get rained out, if it's raining, instead of stopping the show, we just move inside. And on Sunday afternoons, we do our matinees inside, so people aren't out there in the blistering heat. But for people who like to come out in the afternoon as opposed to the evening, the 2 Sundays, it's the last Sunday in July and the first Sunday in August.
Exactly. And the evening performances are also inside if we do those.
On those days, those 2 days.
Yeah, right.
But the show does go on if it does rain, like Tom said.
Rain or shine.
Rain or shine.
Rain or shine. And the other, our other part of this program is that we have our Shakesology, which is actually the Saturday before. You can catch that online. We usually stream live on Facebook. It's a 2.5-hour, tune in when you want, masterclass on Shakespeare led by Dr. Jennifer Horn, our resident dramaturg. And it's a lot of fun. So if you're interested in all of the history of the thing, we've got that too. And
those are on... based on around the plays. She'll do a long thing on Merry Wives and a long thing on Henry V foundation, what the play's about, how it's been presented over the years, what the movies are like. She shows clips from films of all the movies of all these shows, and it's really cool. And we call it Shakesology. She stole it from, she borrowed it from a place in England where they call it a Shakespeare study day. And we thought Shakesology sounded more fun.
Well, I think I've had so much fun talking with all of you about this, and we certainly wish you luck, break a leg, as they say. And I'm sure Sarah will see you again soon to talk more about what's happening at Ijams.
Absolutely.
And you can go online to get more information on the Ijams website. Well, we also, of course, try to educate folks every week here in East Tennessee. But this week and coming up, there's a way you can really immerse yourself in Southern culture. With so many people moving here to the South, someone wanted to teach them about Southern living. So WIVK is hosting the Southern Living Expo on Saturday. It's designed to showcase the lifestyle and culture that define East Tennessee. It runs from 9 in the morning until 4 in the afternoon at the Knoxville Expo Center on Clinton Highway. It will showcase everything from a maker's market to food trucks and live entertainment. And of course, you can get a taste of those homemade jams, sauces, and other Southern staples. Best of all, it is free and everyone is welcome. My next guests are here to highlight the nicest kids in town. The WordPlayers are putting on Hairspray, the musical. And here to talk more about this, we have Ashley Beal and also Marissa Brown. Thank you both so much for being here. Fun time to chat about this, that's for sure. Now, you're a nicest kid and you are a dynamite in the show. Well, first of all, let's talk about what that even means for people who aren't familiar with the show.
Yeah. So Hairspray is centered around a teenage girl, Tracy, whose biggest dream in life is to be on the Corny Collins show and to dance as one of the nicest kids in town. And it is primarily focused around race inequality, and the nicest kids are all going to be Caucasian. And the biggest, I guess, like conversation in the show is about creating a fair and equal representation on television. It is set in the 1960s, so I believe 1962. And so the Dynamites are the equivalent, I guess, to like more of the
I don't know. We've been saying kind of like the Dream Girls almost.
Yes.
Like,
I love it.
So
Yeah.
there's like a trio of us. So we get to just sing our song. We sing "Welcome to the '60s," and we get to welcome Edna, which is Tracy's mom, into the '60s and being like, look at these cool new things that are like being introduced into the '60s. And so, yeah.
It's, hard to not draw a connection between how important this type of show might mean for our current society. Is that something that you all have been thinking about and talking about when performing this?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
I think it's been really cool how Tracy's character like shows grace and love to everyone, even the people that are like unkind to her. That's like I think what's hit home for me the most is showing grace and kindness to people even when they're not showing it to you.
Yeah. Our director, Lucy Wright, she brought in like a dramaturgy. His name was Drake, I believe, and he came in and kind of like set the scene for us. He gave us a lot of cultural background on the show and just gave us an opportunity to share and talk about what this means in our life and like what it might have been like in 1962 for people like us and like what our days might have looked like and the problems and that we might have faced. And I think that was just like so important to take the time to kind of like put ourselves in these characters' shoes because it seems like crazy to us that this ever was a real thing. And, you know, there are definitely similarities in our society, but to just truly put ourselves in these characters' shoes, I think was so important. And that was like our first like 2 days of rehearsal. We didn't even know each other. And we were talking about such heavy topics. And I think that it was truly, it was a really great way to start the production.
And I imagine brought you guys together a little bit too as a performance production. And let's talk a little bit about the WordPlayers too for folks who aren't familiar. How did that get formed and what is that about?
So the WordPlayers is a non-denominational like Christian ministry, nonprofit situation, and they put on, I believe, 4 shows a year, and then the summer is the big musical. And so we've done shows like Freaky Friday and Fiddler on the Roof and Footloose, and the summer musical is just like always such a fun way to bring new people into the organization. I think this will be my 6th show with them as choreographer, and it'll be the 3rd show that I've been in with them. But it brings people in even from like out of town.
Yeah, my best friend is from this area, and so I'm from Georgia actually, and so I got to come up here and just like be a part of this experience and with this team, and it's been such an incredible opportunity for me. 1, to get closer with my best friend because I haven't seen her in like a while because she got married and moved up here, and 2, just to make new friends and have these connections. So.
And is that typical that people are coming in from out of town, or most folks local? How many people are a part of this?
I would say it's mostly local people, but we do have, last year our lead was from Florida, and she came in to audition, and she actually is best friends with Lucy, the current director of Hairspray. So again, it's just like, oh my gosh, everyone wants to kind of be a part of this. But right now we have 35 members in our cast. So it is like the largest cast that we have had on a show, which has been amazing. And everyone has just been like so kind and so like welcoming and including just like old members, new members. It's just been like an amazing environment to work in. And we hope that it shows on stage because we really do all love each other. It's been so great.
And this audition process, how did that go? I mean, this is a tough audition process.
Yeah, it was. We did, you sang a song and you did a dance, and then we got to opt into doing a tap portion of the dance if we wanted to, which I love tap. So
do I. Tap dance earlier. Yep.
I love tap. It is so fun. And so that was like in January. And so I was up here already for the new year. So I came in and auditioned, and then I think I didn't get the call that like I actually got into the show until I got back down to Georgia. So like a week and a half or 2 weeks.
And now you're here ready to put on the show.
Yes.
So let's talk about when it's going to be, how people can come see it.
Yeah. The show opens this Friday, the 10th, July 10th, and it'll be at the Bijou Theater. So it's the 10th, the 11th, and the 12th. It is at 7:30 on the 10th and the 11th, but it's also at 2:30 on the 11th and 2:30 on the 12th.
So 3 fun nights of multiple shows. And,
Correct.
you know, you're from out of town. You probably don't know the Bijou Theater is a really cool performance space, right?
Yeah, it's super pretty. Yesterday was my first time getting to be on the stage. I came to see Freaky Friday last year, and so that was super cool.
And what can people expect? I mean, we talked a little bit about sort of the nature of the show and the themes, but what can they expect as far as performances go? I mean, we've talked about music, we've talked about tap dancing. Describe the show and how it's going to be.
Well, you can expect a lot of dancing. That is for sure. We've described like every number as just feeling like its own statement, its own epic performance. It is so much fun, and it is high energy from start to finish. But I think that one of the like most unique parts about this particular performance is there is a level of just like authenticity and genuineness that our cast is kind of bringing. Our Edna is actually played by a woman instead of a man, which is not typically how the role is cast. And so she's able to kind of bring her own life experience as somebody who really relates to Edna and bring it to the stage. So instead of a performative role, she's bringing more of an authentic role or a perspective onto the character. And I think that it will really resonate with so many people across the board. And I think that that is also something that you can look forward to when you come see Hairspray.
And if people want to buy tickets, where can they go? And just a reminder for all of the information as well. If they didn't catch it all the times and everything, where can they go to get that info?
All the information is on the WordPlayers.org, and you can /tickets to take you directly to the site to buy tickets. And again, it is July 10th, 11th at 12. We have 2 evening performances on Friday and Saturday at 7:30, and then 2 matinee on Saturday and Sunday at 2:30. Yep.
Sounds so great. Well, thank you both so much for being here and break a leg, as they say. It's going to be a fun performance, it sounds like.
Absolutely.
Yes. Thank you so much. Thank you for having us.
Yeah, and thank you for being with us on this 10 About Town podcast. Don't forget that you can catch 10 About Town every weekday at 4 on Channel 10, and we'll have more streaming coming up right after this.